and action.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mbonani. I work for POMS here by PF New Lago in Office. So my topic for today is going to be PPE. PPE as a personal protective equipment. So as you can see here, it states that protecting our people, ensuring safe operations. That's where our management gets in, where they're supposed to issue us PPEs all the time when we are at work. So I'll move to another slide. Okay. Why PPE matters. We are in a mining industry where mining is a high-risk environment. On a high-risk environment, we mean anything bad and anything can cause injuries in this mining industry. So we're gonna need our PPE all the time on us. And then we are exposed to dust, noise, and heavy equipment and falling off a material. And there again, we do need our PPE. Our hard hats have to be on all the time so that whenever there's a falling object or there's a falling material, they will never break your skull or break maybe your head or whatever. And then the PPE is the last line of defense in our mining. And then the safety is everyone's responsibility. You have to take responsibility of your safety. You have to make sure if you don't have a PPE, you must go to the office and get issued your PPE. And then we're going to move to a legal and regulatory requirements. The Mine Health and Safety Act, which is MHSA, and the Occupational Health and Safety, which is OHS regulation, and then the company PPE policy and the disciplinary procedures. On this one, our Mine Health and Safety states that we need to have our PPE all the time on us. For example, the earplugs. The earplugs, they have to issue each and every day. For those guys working there by refueling diesel, they are exposed to much noise. So they have to have their earplugs all the time. So they have to issue them to you every day because you cannot use the last one that you used yesterday. So you have to have a new one with you. Okay. We're going to move to types of PPE in open cast mining. As I've said before, that we are operating on an open cast mining, which is surface mining. So on the surface mining, we're going to need our head protection. On the PPE, we're going to need our head protection, which is our hard hats, to protect our head from any falling objects. And then we're going to have our eye and face protection, which is our safety glasses that we wear for dust, for sparks, whenever they are welding there by the workshop or whenever they are cutting there by the workshop. You're going to need your glasses. Or goggles and face shields included. And then we're also going to need our hearing protection. As I said, the guys working there by the refueling, they do need their earmuffs and earplugs all the time because the machine is making a lot of noise there. So they're going to need their earplugs all the time. And then the respiratory protection and also the dust mask. Some of the guys, we have the survey guys who come in. So whenever there is dust, they're going to be affected. So they must use their dust mask all the time. And they must use it once. You don't wear it today and tomorrow again. You don't use it. You just use it once. And then we're going to move to our hand protection. Hand protection, we mean gloves and the cut-resistant, chemical-resistant gloves. You have to use your gloves all the time. For those who are operating a machine, when they do their lockout, they have to put in their stop locks. And there by the stop locks area, you need to put on your gloves in because you can pinch your finger by mistake. But if you have your gloves in, then that won't affect you. And then we're also going to move to the foot protection. We have the steel-toe boots. The steel-toe boots is a must-have. Your boots must have a steel down there so that whenever something falls on top of your feet, It protects your toes from that thing. And then we also have the body protection, the high-vis reflective clothing, and the overalls. The overalls, they issue them annually, but whenever yours are damaged, you bring the damaged one to work and then they exchange it for you so that you can have the good one, the visible one, and the one that's going to protect you every day. Okay, here I have a picture of the PPE that I've just mentioned. We have our ear protection there. You can see the picture there. And then we have our respiratory equipment used to protect from inhaling dust and other contaminants. And then we also have our safety gloves that we have to use always. The operators must use them whenever they are putting in their stop loss, and they have to use it whenever they are mounting and dismounting the machine. We have the safety shoes. As I've said, they have to have steel toe to protect you from your toes. And we also have the safety helmet, which is there. You put it on your head so that whenever there's something that is falling on top, it won't affect you. And we also have safety glasses, which is our goggles and our face shield. And we also have our reflective clothing used to make sure that you are highly visible. You see here, these are reflective stripes for you to be visible everywhere you go. And then we're gonna move to where to use each type of PPE. So we have the task and the required PPE as well. So when operating the machinery, you have to have gloves and boots with you. And then on drilling or blasting, respiratory gloves are needed. On the drilling side, we know that we have the assistants working down. So, and when that machine drills, there's a lot of dust coming out of that machine. So they have to put in their dust mask and their respiratory PPE for them to be well, to work well, and for them to not get sick from that dust. And then we also have the working at heights. When we are working at heights, we need the safety harness. You know, when you are working from like 2 meters, from 2 meters up, you need a safety harness for you for it to rescue you whenever something happens up there or you fall up there. It's gonna rescue you. And then also the maintenance protection, which is eye, hand, and foot. They have to have their goggles, gloves, and their boots. And then the night operation. When you are working at night, I think this one covers a lot of those guys working underground. They have to have their light lamps on always so they can see their walkways and everything clearly. And then we're going to move to the consequences of not wearing PPE. When you're not wearing your PPE correctly, like I said before, the operator guys, they have to have their gloves on whenever they are mounting the machine and dismounting, and whenever they are putting in their stop locks, because there are pinch points there that can hurt you. So you have to put in your PPE. If you don't, you're gonna suffer serious consequences by not using your PPE correctly. So we have the injury statistics and the legal and financial consequences. Impact on team and the production. Obviously, if you are hurt, the team has to stop for some investigation so the safety officers can come and investigate the incident that happened. Even if it's a small incident, they have to come and investigate it. So that will impact bad on the production and it will impact bad on the team. You see here is a picture of someone who got injured on the head while in duty. So we encourage you guys to wear your PPE always to avoid such in our workplace. Here we have the statistics of the PPE market, of which year which PPE was bought, and then Okay, and then also we have the statistics of the incident that happened, accident and incident that happened in the mining industry. You see there by 2007, it went up to like 800 on a coal mine gas accident death toll. You see it was there by 800 on 2007. And then here on 2017, it went down. I think the reason why it went down so much is because most of the companies bought more PPE, had more PPE in stock, had more PPE on site. People had their PPE on. I think that is why it dropped to, on 2017, it dropped so much. Okay, we're going to move to our PPE inspection and care. How do you take care of your PPE? You daily check your PPE. Like I said, you do not go to the pit without checking if you have your new earplugs or your goggles are in good use, your boots are in good use, your PPE is reflective and your PPE is in good condition. You check that every day. You check your PPE each and every day before going to site. And then you report the damaged PPE immediately. I've said this before. If your PPE is damaged, you report to the office so they can exchange it for you. You are not allowed to use a damaged PPE. You are allowed to use a PPE that is in good condition always. So make sure that you go to the office and report and ask them for a new PPE. They're going to give you. You clean, store, and replace properly. Here at home, we have a place where they wash the PPE. You take your PPE there, it's a laundry, you take your PPE there, like the guys who are working, the blasting guys, the drilling guys, they are always they're always dirty after work. So they have to take their PPE to the laundry, and then we also offer showers. They also go there and shower. So yeah, it's management responsibility to provide and replace. Yes, it's always our management it's always our management responsibility to provide us with good PPE, to provide us with laundry so that our PPE can be clean, it can be washed, and also to provide us with the showers so that whenever we come out of work, we can shower and go home clean and safe. Okay, we're gonna move to your responsibility as a worker. Your responsibility, it says here, always wear correct PPE. The management has offered you a PPE, make use of it. If you don't make use of it, then you're going to face the consequences, because you cannot take a PPE that was given to you to use it at work and then you put it home and then come here not wearing your correct PPE. You're going to have to face serious consequences if you do not comply with this rule. And then also, you set the example. You are the one who has to set example at work. Safety starts with you. So you have to, you first have to do it yourself before you can come out and tell other people about it. So just wear your PPE correctly. Make use of it always. You look out for others. At work, if you have a friend or you have a colleague who is not wearing their PPE correctly, it's your duty to tell them to wear their PPE correctly every day, always. We move to report safety issues. You report each and every time whenever there's a safety issue, there's an issue with the PPE or whatever, you report that to our safety department. And then we move to the management responsibility. Ensure PPE is available. Yes, they have to make sure that we have the PPE on site always. To enforce PPE rules, they have to make sure that the workers wear their PPE. And they have to enforce that. If other people don't want to wear it, they have to enforce it all the time. And then we conduct regular training and audits. Yes, we go on site, we check if people are complying, people are wearing their PPE correctly, and then we take action when standards are ignored. If they say, wear your PPE, and you don't wear it, they have to take actions against you, because you do have the PPE, just you don't want to use it. They have to take serious actions against you. Okay, we move to safety start with you. If it's not on, you are not protected. For example, if your helmet is not on and something falls on top of your head, you're gonna face injuries, and that will impact the company bad just because you decided not to wear your correct PPE. You lead by example? Always lead by example. Always show us that you wear your PPE. Always make sure that you have your PPE with you. We don't have to ask you your PPE whenever we see you. Whenever you are working on a dangerous zone, on a dangerous areas, wear your correct PPE for that place. Our aim and goal is zero harm. As you came to work healthy in the morning, healthy, wise, and clean, we also want you to go back home healthy, not injured, as wise as you came in here, and clean. You have kids at home, so your kids rely on you. Your kids love you, so we want you to go back home safe. Thank you very much, guys. So now I am closing my 8, so we can move to questions, please.